Illegal appointment. That's what the trustees I talked to are calling this. They say the news took them by surprise, and now they're talking to legal counsel to figure out their next steps.
Deep debt, and that is the finding of an investigation of village finances and the spending habits of beleaguered Mayor Tiffany Henyard.
Hey guys, you won't believe the latest drama swirling around Dolton's very own Tiffany Henyard, or should we say, super mayor from living the high life to hitting rock bottom. Tiffany's story is nothing short of wild, but what makes it even crazier? She's now reportedly bankrupt and begging the very people she once ruled over for cash. Yep, you heard that right. She's allegedly asking Dolton residents for a whopping $10 million to keep up her luxurious lifestyle. How did we get here? Well, sit tight, because this story is packed with shocking details, and we're about to break it all down.
Mr. Lacey is absolutely not guilty of all 9 counts. I believe he's cooperating. And if you cooperate, you have to admit your guilt first.
Let's start with the rise and fall of Tiffany Henyard. Not too long ago, she was living like royalty, lavish trips, top-tier security, and throwing around taxpayer money like it was Monopoly cash. She wasn't shy about flaunting it either. Remember those giant welcome banners with her face plastered all over town? She spent nearly $200,000 on those. But now, after years of reckless spending, she's reportedly flat out broke, and things are spiraling out of control. But before we dive into Tiffany's mountain of debt, let's talk about how she got here. Tiffany treated taxpayer money like her personal piggy bank, and she didn't hold back. Let's be real, dropping $199,000 on welcome banners alone is next level absurdity, especially when you consider the average household income in Dolton is less than $30,000 per year. It's like she had a blank check signed by the people of Dolton, and she was more than happy to cash it in.
You know, wrong is wrong, and there's a time to hold people responsible and accountable for their actions.
Now, while Tiffany was out here living her best life, the town of Dolton was falling apart. The fire department hasn't had a proper contract for 5 years. Yes, you heard that right, the very people who put their lives on the line couldn't even secure a deal. Yet Tiffany was blowing through thousands on signs welcoming people to her crumbling town. And don't even get us started on her frequent Vegas trips. While Dolton was drowning in debt, Tiffany was allegedly living it up in Sin City, all funded by the people she was supposed to be serving.
Coming in, I mean, unfortunately, we knew it was going to be a little messy, but it's just something we felt important that had to be done, that should be done. So, but like I said, you have just some accountability.
Here's where it gets even wilder. Not only was Tiffany spending taxpayer money on luxury trips, but she had an entire security detail tailing her everywhere she went. This wasn't just for local appearances either, no. Tiffany's entourage followed her on those trips, costing the village hundreds of thousands of dollars. Some officers were reportedly earning over $133,000 in a single pay period, just in overtime. That's more than some people in Dolton make in 3 or 4 years.
Hey guys, this is Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard, the people's mayor and people's supervisor.
It's like Tiffany forgot she was supposed to be managing a town, not acting like a celebrity. And the difference here: celebrities spend their own money. Tiffany, on the other hand, was burning through taxpayer cash, leaving Dolton to pick up the pieces. Things got so bad that the company responsible for all those flashy welcome banners is still waiting to get paid, and they're far from the only ones.
For a year now, we've been reporting on questionable spending by a South suburban politician named Tiffany Henyard, but we only knew half the story.
But wait, Tiffany didn't just blow through public funds. She reportedly filmed, we're talking millions. And get this, she allegedly used the town's infrastructure as collateral. You can't make this stuff up. So now that she's unable to pay it back, creditors are coming for their money, and Dolton's taxpayers are once again left footing the bill. It's a complete financial disaster.
Is there a motion to terminate Keith Freeman?
And if you thought that was bad, just wait until you hear about her side gig Section 8 housing. Tiffany allegedly saw the government's housing assistance program as a personal cash cow. She owned a property that was in complete disrepair, severe mold, water damage, the whole nightmare, but she was still raking in those sweet Section 8 government checks. She apparently didn't bother making a single repair and kept pocketing the subsidies. How did she get away with it? Well, let's just say the inspection history of her property is shadier than a tropical palm tree. The property was deemed uninhabitable by 2019, but she allegedly kept collecting money like nothing was wrong. Unbelievable, right?
The manpower was just very stressed and critical to the point of almost breaking.
What's worse is that while Tiffany was playing the role of slumlord, the people living in her property were suffering. These were individuals who didn't have much to begin with, living in horrible conditions. Tiffany was supposed to ensure they had decent housing, but instead she was allegedly pocketing the cash. It's beyond wrong, it's heartbreaking. And this scandal is just one piece of the bigger picture when it comes to Tiffany's time as mayor. We're talking financial mismanagement, corruption claims, and scandal after scandal. It's like every time someone scratches the surface in Dolton, another layer of drama comes tumbling out.
I am about to address some things as the supervisor. There will be no comments, there will be anything. It will be me addressing you guys to tell you what's going on.
And speaking of drama, the FBI is officially involved. That's right, Tiffany's spending habits and financial mismanagement have caught the attention of federal investigators. This isn't just a local issue anymore. The FBI is taking a deep dive into Tiffany's finances, and they're not playing around. They've issued subpoenas, not only for her personal transactions, but for the entire township's financial records. They're determined to trace every penny she's touched. And what they're uncovering is pretty sensational. Tiffany wasn't just splurging on welcome banners and luxury trips. She allegedly used taxpayer funds for all kinds of personal indulgences, from lavish vacations to a security entourage that would put some Hollywood stars to shame. It's like she believed the mayor's office came with an unlimited credit card for her personal use.
One way that the government always does it is to go and investigate people around her, and that's what they're doing here.
Here's where things get even more intense. To help with the investigation, they've brought in none other than former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot. Yep, that's right, Lori is overseeing the probe, and she's not holding back. She's been exposing Tiffany's financial mismanagement left and right. Every time they dig deeper, more skeletons tumble out of Tiffany's closet, and it's looking worse by the day. With Halloween around the corner, it seems like the perfect time for all those skeletons to come out, right?
Very appreciative to receive the information today. We have the best mayor ever. I've been here since 1993.
But while the FBI is busy piecing together Tiffany's trail of financial destruction, the people of Dolton are understandably furious. They entrusted her to lead the town, and instead, she's led them into a financial nightmare. Local business owners and former employees are cooperating with the feds, and they're spilling all the tea. It's almost like everyone has a story to tell about Tiffany's alleged misconduct, and they're eager to contribute to the investigation. As the pressure mounts, Tiffany seems to be pulling a disappearing act. She's reportedly missed 25 board meetings, vanished from public appearances, and hasn't been seen in ages. Imagine your mayor going MIA while the town crumbles around her. But here's where it gets even crazier. Rumor has it Tiffany's been selling off her personal belongings just to keep afloat. The same woman who once lived like a queen is now scrambling to scrape together whatever cash she can. The town of Dolton is in complete chaos without its leader. It's gotten so bad that the village board had to appoint trustee Jason House as interim mayor just to keep things running. Imagine that your town is in such disarray that they need a stand-in mayor because the real one is nowhere to be found. It's like something out of a bad reality show.
Very appreciative to receive the information today. We have the best mayor ever. I've been here since 1993.
And just when you thought Tiffany couldn't stoop any lower, she pulls the ultimate desperate stunt, a GoFundMe page. Yes, you heard that right. Oh, the same woman who was throwing taxpayer money around like it was nothing is now asking regular people to donate their hard-earner people to help her out. Can you believe the audacity? It's almost comical. After years of extravagant spending on luxury trips, massive security details, and flashy banners, Tiffany is now out here begging for donations. And the public's response? Well, let's just say they're not exactly rushing to her aid. Some people are furious, others are just laughing at the sheer absurdity of it all. How do you go from living it up like a Kardashian to setting up a GoFundMe? And that's not all. People are starting to wonder whether this GoFundMe is even legit. Is Tiffany really that broke, or is this just another one of her schemes? Let's not forget, this woman has a history of pulling off some questionable moves. Some are saying this is just her latest attempt to squeeze more cash out of people before vanishing for good. They're convinced she'll take whatever she can get and disappear faster than you can say, "Where's the mayor?"
But it saddens my heart that you are up here at this special meeting and not downstairs where we have big bingo.
And honestly, they might not be far off. Tiffany has been missing in action for months, selling off her personal belongings and now asking for donations. It's looking more and more like she's gearing up to skip town, leading Dolton to clean up the mess. Meanwhile, the town's police department can't even afford to keep its cars running. The fire department is still waiting on a contract. And the town's credit is absolutely wrecked. Yet here Tiffany is, acting like she's the one who needs help. But despite all the chaos, Tiffany's GoFundMe has somehow raised over $115,000. Yep, you heard that right, people are actually donating. Some folks must have really deep pockets, because how on earth is she getting this much support after everything that's happened? But let's be real, $115,000 isn't even going to put a dent in the millions she reportedly owes. It's like trying to put out a wildfire with a squirt gun. And now people are really starting to wonder, is this GoFundMe just Tiffany's latest ploy to pay off her debts? Or is she using the money to fund her next big disappearing act? One thing's for sure, Tiffany has always had a knack for vanishing when things get tough, and this time it's no different. But what do you think? Is Tiffany Henyard's GoFundMe a legitimate cry for help or just another scheme to get more cash? Should she be held accountable for all the financial damage she's done to Dolton? Let us know in the comments below. Stay tuned because something tells us we haven't heard the last of Tiffany Henyard. Catch you in the next one.